You ready for round two? Because we are. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the 7 Key Mania World Cup 2026. We are back with yet another match being thrown right at your faces on this fine Saturday, as we've got more random 16 matches to go through in the first block of matches. Starting off with Hong Kong versus Thailand, Seed 7 against Seed 10. These are both teams that have made it out of the round of 32 really well, and they are both ready and to rock and roll in this round of 16 to see who's going to be knocked down into the losers bracket going into quarterfinals, the season where the conditionals shall begin. So once again, I'm your host, Epic Man 2, and joining alongside me to wreck the mic is going to be none other than the Alan Maestro themselves, Ravel. Hello!
You are giving me way too much credit, but thank you very much for that. Yeah, this is going to be a very interesting showdown between two powerhouses of the Mania World Cup scene. Maybe for Thailand, honestly. Hong Kong haven't necessarily been showing themselves too much in the 7K scene, but them being Seed 7 is going to be very important for them going into the next couple of rounds if they're able to survive the onslaught that is Lost Cool and their Thailand roster.
Absolutely. I mean, especially having commentated for Thailand last week, Thailand is a team that is very, very strong in their own rights. Really balanced team overall, having faced Portugal, and in general, they have really picked up a lot of pieces coming from their reception in the previous World Cup iteration from 2025. So Thailand is basically just back in the fray, ready to fight everyone that comes their way. So as it looks like Hong Kong is going to be starting with the Protects first, protecting that of EX1. So definitely makes the most sense. I definitely feel like, having done some analogy on both teams and both sides of the spectrum here, Hong Kong is a team that can definitely have potential to shine on a lot of the Rice picks. So I definitely would imagine that Thailand would want to probably stray away from them for the time being, just to not risk anything. As we do see an EX2 protect as well in response.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Yeah, Lost Cool going, you protect an EX, I'll protect an EX. Sure.
Yeah, that's a double EX. No, EX protect, as we can see here, which is honestly really interesting to see going into a match like this.
I mean, it is one of them being an EX Ryzen and the other being an EX LN, so it is still relatively different. But yeah, for Thailand's ban, interestingly enough, both these teams banned Rise 5 last weekend, so we'll see if Rise 5 will be once again subject to that torment of being banned out.
Yeah, like, I definitely feel that for both these teams, really, they might be feeling a lot more proficient on one field than the other. And I could definitely see this with Thailand, at least knowing that it does look like Hong Kong may be a little stronger on the Rice category. So the Rice 1 ban going to make perfect sense for them, in my opinion. So whereas I wouldn't be surprised if Hong Kong was to ban maybe an Ellen map as well. Perhaps, yeah, Ellen 1 does get the ban as well. We're not going to be seeing the Ellen Avengers come out anywhere on this map pool either, it looks like. Or this round, to be specific.
No, Rise 5 does survive.
Interesting. Yeah, it's pretty interesting, considering that I feel like for Thailand, I was expected that they would have banned anything within the Rice category, but Rice 4 I definitely would imagine would have been the better pick to at least opt to ban in for, because they don't want to afford a pick where it's entirely rule skill oriented. So Sayo is literally a very Korjak heavy map, and we've seen from Vice's statistics last week that Hong Kong absolutely destroyed that map in general with a really insane team score. So Thailand is probably going to have to be careful if it does come down to going into that map, as it does look like Hong Kong will be picking out Rice Free first. RTTR going to be playing it slightly safe for the time being, as we can see.
Yeah, I think the dynamic going into this match is that Thailand are going to be avoiding any of the Rice. Just like last weekend, Thailand picked all of the hybrids and Elden 3, so they did not pick a single Rice, so I think Thailand will probably be doing the same thing here. And as for Hong Kong, they're starting out with Rice. They might be going to run with that, honestly, just picking Rice all the way. Maybe dip their toes into their Protect like EX1 later on, or perhaps a hybrid here or there. But this should be the dynamic of these two teams.
Yeah, absolutely. As for the team lineups, I would definitely be expecting Pibu to... Oh no, it's Natsurio coming in for this pick. Alright,
No,
yeah.
it's understandable. Yeah, I think Pibu is the more notable one of the two, but Natsurio coming in here, like you mentioned. As for the two players to watch out for from both these teams, Zek from Hong Kong, 5th overall from the round 32, had 2 MVPs with an average accuracy of 99.82. But someone that was able to one-up Zek was the counterpart of Thailand, being Lost Cool, being 4th overall, played all 9 maps last weekend and had all 9 MVPs with a 99.84% average accuracy. Lost Cool is the real deal. If anyone has been a 7K World Cup watcher for a couple of years now, you will know how good this guy is.
Absolutely. These two players on either side are absolute veterans that are looking to combat with each other on the field. So definitely looks like Lost Cool is going to try and at least cancel that of Zek. Whereas Sensex and Natsurio are going to be looking to face each other to try and ensure that both teams at least have good scorings, that they at least have some kind of advantage that they can eke out within any of the maps overall. RTTR is definitely a map that really allows for such competition. It's a really short map, basically that of a quick time event as well on top of that. So if anything, Thailand is going to have to try and at least make out with this pick as best as they can if they want to at least secure some sort of early breakpoint. As we can see, the scoreline is really equal between both teams.
Yeah, we might also see the dynamic of how Thailand are going to be having one really strong player and just hoping that their support player can push themselves further than Hong Kong can, against Hong Kong, who pretty much have a roster of players who are pretty close to each other in terms of skill level.
And even then, so far after the first quarter, it does look like the scoreline is still really just basically in the middle, making that Dr. Marpild as we can see over here. Just small biases going into the side of Thailand, just going off of some minor minuscule misjudgments coming from Hong Kong as well. Albeit it's not really enough to be able to decide anything yet. It's pretty much still anyone's game going into the second half, as there's still a lot of really light core streams at about 190 BPM to spare.
Yeah, Thailand's support player in Natsurio doing all they can really to keep up with both Hong Kong players, doing so by just shy of 0.03%, which is really all they need for Thailand, because Lost Cool is currently spearheading this lead by just a couple 100 points, honestly.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, Lost Cool is the player that is literally on top of everyone else right now. 99.82%, and that's basically MVPing the entire lobby. Sensex and Zek basically have the same accuracy, just about going to the 99.70% accuracy marker, whereas Natsurio is at least trying to chase down the accuracies on the side of Hong Kong. So, unfortunately for them, it's really still close.
Gosh.
Wait, a few more seconds. Wait, no, just no way. This is only the first pick.
And that should be Thailand's. I was expecting someone to drop on that for some reason, but that, first and foremost, incredible scores all around when the lowest score in the lobby is 989. Second of all, Zek?
Mate.
What are these scores?
Zach only needed one great for that score as well, and oh my, it's somehow still not enough to tackle down the ties here.
It's not.
Oh, goodness me.
It actually came down to ratio, because both these teams, well, actually not really by ratio. Thailand did beat out Hong Kong by 1 single 200, but otherwise it is eventually going to be a ratio game that Thailand did beat by the slimmest of margins.
Yeah, it's a very explosive beginning for this match as well, so Thailand should definitely feel really good about that point, considering that this was one of the earliest breakpoints they could have taken. So the next pick is in their hands. I would expect them to pick out LN2, or perhaps save that for later. Maybe go for something like Hybrid 2, or maybe even LN3 for the time being, to try and at least eke out some kind of weakness from the side of Hong Kong, using at least the polar opposite of the Rice picks here.
Yeah, Thailand really have the pick of the litter. There's a lot of maps that they can really kind of start off this match with. Like you mentioned, hybrids are going to be a very important pool of maps that Thailand will have to dig their toes in later on, which they will do so with Tetris. Hybrid 1 is coming out.
Yeah, I could get behind this. Really sensible pick to start off the match, and I definitely would imagine that Hybrid Free would definitely be one of the safer picks, dare I say, to at least throw out in a map pool situation or in a situation like this where you need to try and at least test the waters of the situation just to gauge how much you can do or how much you can really exercise within a match itself. Hong Kong looking to try and win a breakpoint back because this is a best of 9 situation. Both these teams need to at least win 5 points to be able to make it through the match, but the balance between both these players, as we have seen so far, is genuinely disconcerting. As we can see, Lost School and Zek are literally fighting, are just gonna juke it out with each other, and it doesn't look like the roster for anyone is changing going into this map, if my eyes are serving me right.
Yep, it does seem like so far at least, all 4 players retaining from the Rise 3 that we had. This is going to be the generic hybrid of this pool. Yep, no changes.
Wow, congratulations. So yeah, this definitely makes the most sense for being one of the earlier picks from Thailand, just because for Thailand, they definitely want to stray away from the Rice picks. They have done it against their match with Portugal in the week prior to this, so
yeah,
definitely makes sense that they're going to be throwing this one out. You basically get an introduction with a lot of these really dense chords and just basically bracket patterns before it evolves into introducing some slight element density patterns as well in that note, where every team's basically equalized on it. There's no really advantages that you can see out of anyone except from a small bias from Hong Kong by just merely a few hundred points.
Yeah, and that's really just down to both players of Hong Kong kind of beating their counterparts. Sensex up a bit against Natsurio, and Zek is actually matching, now actually down to Lost Crew in accuracy, but Sensex will be the first one to drop in this lobby in terms of combo for Thailand, who will this lead to their favor so far.
Yeah, no misses to respond with on the side of Thailand and get to reciprocate that with Sensex for the time being. That's definitely going to plummet the score of Hong Kong for the time being. Now that they have one miss at Anchor and another miss from Zek to follow as well, that's only going to eliminate the scoreline from being able to increase for the side of Hong Kong, and that's definitely a signal that only makes the situation worse as well, considering that Sensex only just about reached the combo cap as well. But Natsurio, on the other hand, is going to be responding with a miss as well, but it's a relatively clean drop. We need to see perhaps another one to see the scoreline flip back to Hong Kong if they want to try and take a breakpoint here.
Yeah, I wanted to mention as well, Zek's miss was pretty dirty because they were almost on par with Lost Crew's accuracy, and now they're on par with their teammates, actually scoring lower than Sensex in accuracy. But Natsurio is kind of struggling in the accuracy department, 99.3%, and it is slowly dropping, and you can see this lead is shrinking. It's not safe.
Yeah, the team consistency on the side of Thailand is looking to be really dissonant for the time being, considering that both players on the side of Hong Kong are basically just in the middle, just sandwiched between the accuracies on Thailand, and another miss comes up with Natsurio as we go into the ending, the final 100,000 points to be able to win, and so far, 3,000 points in the advantage of Hong Kong for the time being. Could this be another breakpoint in the second time in a row, but for the opposite team? Oh goodness, 5,000 points!
By the skin of their teeth, despite, once again, 990k from Lost Crew completely crushing this map. Hong Kong, they have the team. Thailand, they were banking on the fact that Lost Crew was just going to score high enough to carry. But unfortunately, the misses from Natsurio being the downfall, and we're tied.
Yep, it is 1-1 for both these teams right now, and this is a bit of a shocking start to the match as well, considering that we've barely gone through anything yet. We basically just took out one safe pick from both teams that they would feel the most advantageous on, and somehow they just went in the favor of the opposite. And the EX1 is being picked out super early by Hong Kong. What?
I mean, it is their protect.
Yeah.
So I guess it's kind of, it's just, they get that out of the way first.
Yeah, I definitely would imagine that Hong Kong would at least want to pick out right EX1 at one point in the match, but I was honestly expecting it to be a little later, like perhaps EX1, I would honestly see it for Hong Kong as being like a break glass in case of emergency type of pick, where you need to bring it if you need to get a pick on something that's at least physical. Because I feel when it comes to Rice, anything physical would at least benefit that of the Hong Kong in general. So it's really just kind of questionable to me, but at the same time, like, maybe it doesn't inherently matter as much. So we'll just have to see how this one plays out, I feel.
I think it is also potentially a possibility that Hong Kong might have already just broken the glass in case of emergency for this pick alone. Because their first pick didn't go their way, so they're like, well, if that doesn't work, we just gotta stick to what we feel is the safest. And that is their protect.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely feel like the general notion for both these teams is that they want to try and at least get as best points as they can. So Hong Kong definitely would have to feel most confident within the Rice category overall, and the first EX map included. So they probably feel confident enough to go into any of these maps overall. It's only just really the fact that one of the teams needs to break the chain of breakpoints before it becomes a lot more futile in general, because we've seen it happen 2 times in a row for both these teams, and there isn't really much of an advantage either that can be seen as well, because both teams were really equal on both sides of the spectrum. Only 1,000 points of difference were from Rice Free, and then only 5,000 from Tetris as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It is very true to the seed difference being only 3 apart. We might be seeing this kind of closeness for the rest of this match.
And
a very good start from Sensex.
Oh yeah, that's a really strong accuracy showing from Sensex, as Law School is going to be the first one to drop from the Thailand.
On the rolls! On the rice rolls, okay. A bit odd to drop there, but it is still the start. There's still quite a bit of map left. It's 3.5 minutes long.
Absolutely, there's still a lot of time to be taken for anyone on Thailand if they want to try and at least eke something out of this pick, because there's still a lot of potential for anything to happen going into a map like this. It's really just down to some misses from Hong Kong to happen, and it doesn't say that Sensex is going to be missing as well. That's a bit of a dirty drop from the side of Hong Kong in general. Holy Christ.
Oh, and another one!
Oh,
but that was a clean. God. That was a clean miss. But that lead has just cut in half. Thailand might be able to reel this one back, but Natsurio's accuracy is going to be a challenge. It might still be a Hong Kong lead.
Yeah, it's just really difficult considering the fact that it's really just Zach needs to... Oh, another miss from Sensex comes out as well. Natsurio's accuracy is just the lowest in the entire lobby. Law School do what they can to try and carry the accuracies on the side of Thailand, as so far it looks like they're just matching with Zach for the time being. Both higher end players on both teams just equalize with each other, and it's really just down to the other players to just try and complement that of their captains, really, which we can definitely see from the side of Thailand as well, but it's really unsafe as well if it does come down to misses from Natsurio, who literally has one of the only FCs remaining in the lobby right now.
Yep, same with Zach. Both players on the bottom row still holding on to flawless FCs, but you really have to keep an eye on Natsurio's accuracy. It is currently stabilizing in this zone! The miss! Sending this lead back to Hong Kong! We have a quarter of the map left! And can Hong Kong take advantage of that?
There's only really one quarter of the map left to be able to decide anything, and we see another miss come out from Natsurio in response as well. Zach, not going to miss as well. Sensex takes a double drop on the other hand, however. There's only really big combos on the side of Law School and Zach, but so far, it's literally just going into the final 20 seconds of the map. There's only about 500 points, and it's going to start flickering, but the accuracy decreases on the side of Hong Kong to bring in about thousands into Thailand. Don't tell me.
And as long as if they can just hold this pot out.
Wait, no.
Oh
my god.
No way.
No.
Wait, 221. Thailand with the break point of possibly their lifetimes in this 7K World Cup will snatch a break point of Hong Kong's protect by millimeters.
Dude, it was barely by anything as well. 221 points. That has to be the lowest score difference that we've seen in the entire round of 16 so far. And we're barely even in it as well. Like, what? It's only like it's only like 1420 UTC.
No one can win their map. It's back to Thailand. Don't keep the streak on.
Oh, watch this. Thailand is gonna pick into another hybrid or LN map, and then simply Hong Kong is just gonna try and get another upset victory on it as well. It's just okay. I think Thailand here needs to pick into something like, would hybrid 2 be a good option, or should they just bat out LM3? I'm just trying to think right now.
I mean, oh my god, EX3. None of us are correct. No one in this world is correct. We're throwing sense out the window. We're going for EX3.
Bro, lost their cool like I just lost my sanity right there. What do you mean we're going into EX3 this early? Like,
oh, we do see Peeboo.
Oh, wait, okay. Alright. Solid. Alright. Definitely would imagine that people want to come in for a pick like this, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially on Symphony of the Frozen Cacophony, however you pronounce that lost word. Sorry, I'm just not really that much of a British or English person.
I'm not English either, so I think cacophony is the correct pronunciation.
I'm like literally the least English British person out there, I swear. But yeah, no. Cacophony. Yeah,
this is
like,
bad for the both of us.
Oh, okay. Hopefully, watch this. In a few weeks, there's gonna be a song that is literally just called something like what? Numa and Ultra Mega Skulls with the Volcano Coniosis or something. Like, at that point, this is where things are just going to become silly. Hello. Don't
leak the grand finals pool. Don't do it.
I have no idea what's even in the grand finals pool. That's the problem.
Watch whatever you just said be the tiebreaker name.
Oh, lovely. Finally, there's some more interesting English words being used for titles. Way.
Put that in the 2026 Oxford Dictionary.
Let that
we do see a swap from Hong Kong.
Moftalib. Okay. That's a bit of an interesting swap out, I feel.
Yeah, coming in for Sensex, who did actually struggle a little bit on the previous map. Let's see if this will be able to shake things in Hong Kong's favor and keep the breakpoint streak alive at 4, or if Thailand can finally break it and win a map that they pick for once.
Hopefully, yeah. I definitely feel like this is a pick that can definitely tread into dangerous territory as well, because I think for Hong Kong's position, you want to try and at least snag another breakpoint here, if you at least want to ensure that you're just as equalized as Thailand is here, because you do not want to afford an upset, even if it's just minuscule because of the fact it's 3 seeds, perhaps. Like, this, I think, like, going into a map like this is literally the closest you could get to tiebreaker without having to actually go tiebreaker. So, it's just, I think for Hong Kong, this basically kind of gives up that you are probably going to start expecting Lost Skull and Pibu to start playing on the tiebreaker. Whereas for Thailand, it's basically the opposite. You can probably expect Zek to be there, and then Moftalib is going to be there as well. But Pibu is actually the first one to blink on a variety of these really gnarly bursts going into this map. That's about 5,000 points in the favor of Hong Kong for now.
Yeah, dipping below the 99, but Moftalib will be the next to drop. So that is, I wouldn't really say it's an equal trade in terms of accuracy, but it will be a combo trade.
Yeah, it was like a trade, but it was delayed by about 10 seconds or so it doesn't really matter as inherently much, considering that Pibu basically caught up to the combo cap, but misses once again. 10,000 points back in the favor of Hong Kong, so it's really just down to them to reciprocate that if they want to at least bring it, or just simply fracture their score lead by a bit, but so far nobody's doing it. For time to be, oh god damn it!
That's quite messy this time around in terms of dropping accuracy and combo. Zek is doing all they can to still keep this lead afloat. They are beating out their counterpart in Lost Cool, but this lead is slowly shrinking.
Yeah, and this is a really dangerous one as well, considering that this map is one of the longest regular picks that we have in the entire map pool. This is basically 15 seconds short of 4 minutes, and this is something that every team needs to really be on their A game for, considering that we have the middle finger trill that we got in the middle. Lost Cool is basically doing what they can to at least carry that of the ties, whereas Zach is trying to reciprocate that with a slightly higher accuracy as well, having better edge on the accuracy side of things as well. And basically it's just really a combo battle between Moth to Live and Pivu at this point, seeing how things are kind of flowing.
Yeah, the L lane part there, catching Moth to Live off guard. And this part here as well, right before the L lane chords. So this lead is gonna go to Thailand! Another drop!
Yeah, that is not looking really good for Moth to Live. Holy damn. And it's going into the next course as well, where we have a lot of these really dense cold stream and brackets as well. Pivu, the next to find a miss. However, the scoreline back in the favor of Hong Kong for the time being, as Moth to Live is back in the combo cap for the time being. FCs are still on the board for Lost Cool, and Zach is really just Moth to Live and Pivu tugging it out to see who can at least bring it in their favor. Combos are reset, however, there's no advantages to scene at all right now.
It is the battle of the players that are not the captains in this lobby. Moth to Live and Pivu trading it out. Moth to Live another miss, bring them down below 99%. So Thailand, they have 3,000 points of a difference. But how much is it gonna make as Moth to Live drops again? This might be the saving grace as it now approaches 10,000 points of differential. This could be it. We might see the streak break.
It's over. It's not going to be a break point for Hong Kong anymore.
Someone wins the pick. Thailand will take it by the biggest margin we've seen. And by the biggest margin, we mean 17,000 points.
Bro, the fact that the biggest margin is only 17,000 points is genuinely disconcerting because, like, mate, these scores!
Oh my god. Like, Zach and Lost Cool have a difference of less than 1,000 points. That's ridiculous.
Are we sure this is not grand finals? Like, why is the match this close? Why is it that we're basically 4 maps in, and yet Thailand is the one with just being equalized by Hong Kong? Like, it's genuinely way too close for comfort overall. But Zach rolls an unlucky 18. No.
It's okay. It's about getting. Okay, well. Good job, Lost Cool. I was about to say it's about getting rid of the bad luck before you unleash all the good luck in the later stage of the match. I think Lost Cool essentially has eliminated all the bad luck completely.
Bro, oh my god. Bro, this literally reawakens my 4K MWC PTSD from 2023 semifinals where was it like USA winning on a core jack pick against Japan by only 1 point? I swear you commentated that match, Reveal. Yeah.
Yes, I did commentate that. I was in such shock that I couldn't really say anything afterwards.
Dude, genuinely, because how does it even happen in Mania tournaments? Like, just rolling a 1 when you have to roll for bans and stuff, like, it's just disrespectful, bro. And Hong Kong was, like, really low as well. Like, it could have, it was like a 99 out of 100 chance that it could have just gone in the favor of Thailand for the rolls here, but no!
Yeah.
There was one number that was literally knocking on the door.
I love mathematics.
And I'm literally just dead in math.
And do you know which team doesn't like something? Clearly Hong Kong and in LNs. Oh, so there goes LN too.
Oh yeah, of course. LN2 ban definitely makes the most sense. They definitely need to ensure that Thailand has at least amount of LN picks as possible, considering how the hybrids are already pretty much going for the time being. So LN3 is the only map that is left. So Thailand next to ban, they need to ban Rise 4. There's no way they don't go for that or any of the other picks.
The most obvious ban here is Rise 4. I could definitely see them maybe going for like a Rise 2 ban if they really feel uncomfortable on it, and maybe somehow they have like a miraculous score on Rise 4. But it's probably gonna be Rise. It has to be Rise. It's just which.
Yeah. Let's gamble and just say it's gonna be Rise 4. How about that?
Yeah, there we go. The gamble.
Rise
The gamble's
4!
correct. The gamble's correct. I just had to throw in something to spice things up, but yeah.
Yeah, I knew they were gonna ban Rise 4, mate. This is literally the ban that they could not have missed at all. But yeah, I definitely feel like this does make it, this was a good ban as well. This makes it a little harder for Hong Kong to be able to take, like, quote-unquote easy points against the likes of Thailand, considering that Rise 2 is definitely going to remain similar to that of Rise 3 as we've seen, and then Rise 5 is just a lot more volatile as a pick in general. Really similar to that of Rise 5 from last week, where tons and tons of players did struggle with them. And Rise 2 is what's going to be getting the pick as well.
So I was still like partially kind of correct in that Thailand could have gone for a Rise 2 ban, because Hong Kong would have been going for that right immediately after the ban.
It's definitely one of those options that Hong Kong doesn't want to lay to waste, considering that, you know, it was really just between any of the Rise maps that would have gone banned anyway, knowing Thailand as a team.
Yup, and this one is going to be the Dense Court stream. And we should be seeing a couple of swaps. We do see Sensex back in, as is Natsurio. So let's see if competency can resume and that Hong Kong can win this. If not, that would be really bad because Thailand would be match point and it would be their pick. So Hong Kong really need this to work out.
Yeah, absolutely. This is one of the few picks that Thailand is going to have to at least contest on, because they're basically only 1 point away from match point already. So Hong Kong at this point is going to have to fight for a chance to ensure that they can stay in the winner's bracket, because this is an upset that they can lose by 3 seeds. And especially the fact that we've seen from all the picks so far that we literally just had a streak of breakpoints up until EX3 where everyone was just winning on stuff that was not their pick, for example. So if it does come down to Thailand winning this pick, Hong Kong can be in danger if it does come down to the fact that they aren't as inherently balanced as Thailand is when it comes to Rise, except they're basically on the same balance. There's really just no advantage you can really just seek out of one another.
Yeah, essentially no room for error. If Hong Kong do lose this, they have to break point. There's like no other way out. And for Thailand, it's really, at this point, no pressure, but I say that, Natsurio combos under the pressure and picks up the first miss.
Yeah, first miss from Thailand, that's definitely something you don't want to go into with a map like this where, especially on the rule skill-oriented Rise maps, you need to do what you can to at least make sure you're at your A game when it comes to accuracy alone. We see this with Zek and Lost School in the lobby so far. Sensex as well, being able to match up to these players as well, even if not by accuracy, it's just by combo alone, and that's basically what's helping Hong Kong to at least stay in the equation for just a little longer, trying to ensure that they cannot leave out another breakpoint again, because they're already at a risk of falling into the loser bracket, even if it's a little perhaps early to tell whether that will be their fate or not.
Yeah, unlike the other maps, so far Hong Kong do have some control in terms of this lead. 16,000 points, it doesn't seem to really be drastically shifting downwards. Both Hong Kong players still holding onto FCs as well. Looking so far so good.
You still got a lot of brackets that you gotta maneuver through in this map alone, and we're only going to the final third where you have a little breather just before you get thrown into more patterns. Natsurio the next to find a miss, however, the scoreline is already looking to be really confident from the side of Hong Kong in general, and it's going to be really hard to recover for Thailand if it does not come down to misses from Hong Kong either from Sensex or Zek, for example, because so far they literally have lost goal to even out with the scores of Hong Kong. But even with Zek with a minor misjudgment or kind of flurry of misjudgment somewhere that decreases their accuracy a bit, it's not really going to mean much. It's just really clean to be able to discern this to just mean anything.
Yeah, there has to be a major fallout from both Hong Kong players, really, and it's not gonna happen at all. Thailand, unfortunately, with a very strong showing from Lost Crew, again, I believe that should be the MVP, just didn't have the supporting cast in order to capitalize on what is, again, 993k, very strong score.
Dude, those are genuinely insane scores on the board. And, like, Zach was literally just about around that margin as well. I think if it wasn't for the one bad misjudgment that they got, then this could have been a lot confident as a score as well. Potentially even reaching out of maybe close to 995k if, you know, they probably had the same grades, for example. But that is going to be making it 3-2 in the favor of Thailand for the time being. So far, Hong Kong is still looking to even out things right now, but Thailand is going to be picking into another map they're going to look to be confident on. So Hybrid 2 is the map that serves that case.
Yeah, and that's going to be good for them. And also just looking at this map pool right now, it is spelling a little bit of a disaster for Hong Kong. There's only one rice map left, and then everything else is kind of looking like it would be in favor of Thailand. You have an LN, you have another hybrid, and then you have EX2, which is, once again, reminder, Thailand's Protect. So Hong Kong might be running out of options. They need to break point.
Yeah, and this is going to become a really dangerous scenario as well, considering that Thailand literally went for a tiebreaker in the previous week as well against the likes of Portugal. So having to play through 2 tiebreakers in a row in the winner's bracket is definitely going to send some shivers down in their spine. Hong Kong not really used to the nerves just yet, considering that they swept Brazil in the previous week, so they haven't really gotten way too much information about Thailand, besides from that Thailand literally just thrived in the round of 32, but even then, they still had a close fight against the Portuguese as well in that scenario.
Which, yeah, like, really strong showing from Portugal to even send Thailand all the way to tiebreaker. Very impressive.
Absolutely. So, as a brief update, we are basically halfway with this match in general. On the mainstream, however, Japan wins 5-1 against Venezuela. So, congratulations to them as we continue on to see what will be happening of this match, because we still got a lot of matches lined up for this week, and Hong Kong is yet to really showcase what they're made of in the round of 16, because this is already a really close fight between both teams in general. It's just looking to be an absolute bloodbath by the end of it, while it does look like Hong Kong's going to run out of safe picks soon.
Yeah, funny thing as well, Japan versus Venezuela, they also started with 3 breakpoints, just like this match.
Bruh.
Yeah, bro, indeed.
Bruh.
And Thailand is also having a little bit of a bruh moment, currently starting off on the back foot to Hong Kong, but it's just in terms of accuracy, so things might be able to flap out soon enough.
Yeah, thankfully for Hong Kong. Oh my god, Sensei missed there!
You say something? Not thankfully anymore. Lead immediately switches over to Thailand just from the drop from Sensex. Although accuracy from Natsurio is slowly dropping, we might see this lead slowly shrink towards Hong Kong's favor.
Thailand. Okay, no one's gonna choke on that one. Okay, thank God. Alright,
we
so...
speak and someone drops. It do be like that.
Yeah, exactly. This is honestly looking to be a really risky for Hong Kong. Another miss comes down from Sensex right as I say that as well. That's only going to escalate things further for the side of Thailand. Two players on the side of Thailand and no one is missing. Halal School and Natsurio, the forefront of the focuses, and they're basically just carrying the entire lobby. Natsurio basically just sandwiched in between Sensex and Zek so far, and Lost School is not losing their cool at anything that this map throws, even with these dense cores, even with a lot of these dense coordination elements that are thrown in as well. Nothing is just flinching on Thailand's favor. They get this point, 11,000 points in their favor, and it's match point for Thailand right now. Hong Kong's time is slowly running out. They got 2 picks left to win, and their backs are basically against the wall right now. They have to force a tiebreaker.
There's really only 1 pick left, and it has to be Rise 5. I cannot see Hong Kong going for anything else if they want to try and still stay in this match. Yeah, like just look at the options left. it's pretty dire.
Yeah, they're basically just dying at first at that point. So I feel like, in general, Hong Kong is gonna have to at least to be okay. So looking at these picks, these are actually relatively straightforward. I feel like generally, if Hong Kong wants to try and fight Thailand, it might be worth to take the risk on Rise 5. Thailand has LN3, Hybrid 3, and also EX2, which out of all the three, EX2 is definitely the most comfortable pick that I would imagine Thailand bringing out early. However, we did see some breakpoints at the start of this match, so
I can only think of like Hybrid 3 being the out of nowhere pick for Hong Kong, but it has to be Rise 5. Hybrid 3 just feels like a very unsafe pick unless Hong Kong know what they're going for. Okay, there we go.
Rise 5. Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
Sorry, did my mic cut out? My computer was stuck for a second.
No, it's fine, it's fine. But yeah, it is gonna be Rise 5. Just look at the beautiful red at the top of your screen.
This is a map that's really going to send shivers down the spine of Hong Kong in general. Both players are probably going to start feeling a sense of nerve for once going into this match, because now it's all it takes is one more point for Thailand to make it out into quarterfinals this weekend. And in the winners bracket as well, it's really just between Philippines or Spain that they're going to have to face going into next week as well in the winners bracket. So one of these teams needs to stand up confident to the task, and Hong Kong is looking to try and at least sustain their position in the winners bracket for just a little longer if they want to play super high in this tournament as well.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of pressure really for Hong Kong. Not only do they have to win this map to stay in the match, they still have to break point off Thailand, which could be an LAN map, a hybrid map, or the Protect in EX2. So a lot to really think about, but if they want to think about that, first they have to win this. And this is going to be the accuracy game kind of map, and I think Zek and Lost Coup will have it locked down, so it's going to be between Sensex and Natsurio.
And this is basically going to be the most important map for Hong Kong as well, because this is essentially their final pick in the entire round of 16. They cannot take any more picks right after this one, which is why they got to make the most out of what they can. Rise 5 is the only Rise map remaining in the entire lobby, and so far so good. They have about 5,000 points and increasing in their advantage, just going off of the blunders from Natsurio.
Yeah, and Lost Coup as well, actually. Their accuracy is tied with Sensex. You wouldn't think that, because Zach is currently holding a 99.8. So this intro here, Hong Kong doing pretty well.
Yeah, I definitely was expecting this to kind of be the case, considering that Hong Kong definitely has an edge when it comes to the Rice maps overall, whereas Thailand's prowess is a lot more within LAN and hybrids when it comes to how well they can strike the likes of Hong Kong in general. So this definitely makes a little more sense. Hong Kong just needs to not miss, because the minute we see anyone miss from Hong Kong, this can definitely shift everything and make things wrong.
It is a possibility that you could miss on the grace notes if you're not careful enough. But I think more so, you're just going to be picking up 200s or even 100s. On those grace notes, we've already seen that happen across the board with Natsurio especially.
Yeah, and Zek's also dropping their accuracy quite down a bit as well. Now it's closer to Sensex's accuracy as well, and also just about matching that of Lost School as well, which is something that Hong Kong would not have wanted to go with, because if it does come down to nerves alone that is potentially going to discern how they're going to do on this map, then this is only going to hurt their scoreline in general, and that's something that they cannot afford going into this map, where at any point this lead can just simply swing to the other side in points where it's just the most unfavorable by far.
Oh jeez. We've seen this scenario before. Hong Kong are on a tightrope. Thailand are doing all they can to still try and steal this and take the 5th point, but I don't think Hong Kong are gonna let this up easily. There's only a couple of notes left, and that should do it. Hong Kong are still alive.
Yeah, and a very crucial point to take as well from Hong Kong. Three points against 4 right now. There's only 1 point that Hong Kong needs to win to be able to take it to a tiebreaker, where this is where all hell is going to break loose. So far, Hong Kong, both Sensex and Zek, are literally just balancing on a tightrope, just cross between the Atlantic Ocean and the Pacific, just over some mountains above them, and they're literally just trying to juggle a javelin while they're on a tricycle. That's generally like just how scary Hong Kong is, just how the nerve that they have right now against Thailand, where they're just a lot more confident, and this is actually what I'm saying, EX2!
Yep. I mean, it was going to happen. If Hong Kong were going to win Vice 5, this was going to happen because Thailand haven't used their Protect yet.
Exactly, this is their Yu-Gi-Oh! Trap card that they're just simply laying on the table now. Now that they have the potential, this is their Exodius the Forbidden One being thrown out right now. 1 point left for Hong Kong to win, and it's basically going to take it to a tiebreaker. This is Thailand's strongest possible pick. Hong Kong needs to pull out something from their sleeve if they want to at least try and counteract with a map like this.
On paper, in theory, we should be seeing like the biggest score margin in favor of Thailand on this map. But nerves can also play a big factor. Pibu has been a bit shaky on the map that they were playing on a couple of maps ago. They are going to be supported by the veteran themselves in Lost Cool, so that's at least one thing checked out. It's just going to be whether or not Pibu can survive the onslaught.
Exactly. This is the point where execution of any of these accuracies is going to matter. At the peak of everyone here, Moftaliv off to a bit of a rough start as well. Zek is going to be the one trying to carry that of the Hong Kongs. In general, Lost Cool and Pibu basically complementing each other well, but Pibu is down to a bit of a rough start as well, as the score is now balanced out once more, going into this more coordination-esque section where you just have a lot of release difficulty that you gotta go through. This is kind of reciprocating that of what we would have seen in perhaps some of the qualifiers, for example, with the coordination picks.
Yeah, no combo casualties thus far, but in terms of accuracy, Pibu definitely struggling with the release timing. Currently on par, slightly behind Moftaliv. And then you have Zek and Lost Cool essentially cancelling each other out.
And then comes the chorus section. This is where things are going to become a lot more dense. This is a very double-brain. Moftaliv the first fight to drop trade out, but it will immediately. No advantages to be given out. Zek is not willing to give up this early, and Lost Cool is not looking to give in this early either. This is only just about past the first third of the map, and it's about nearly 2,000 points in the advantage of Thailand for the time being. Their most confident pick, yet there's a chance they can be shaken on this, because we've seen from earlier picks as well that breakpoints are still possible on even the hardest maps that this map pool has to offer.
I will mention that Moftaliv miss was a lot dirtier than Pibu's, because now you can see the accuracy difference between both these players, only 0.05, 0.06. But Moftaliv miss, they're tied with accuracy on Pibu, but with more misses than Pibu, but Pibu will trade it out. They are not safe yet. Thailand are not out of the woods. This lead has reset back. And we're now seeing only 2,000 points, 1,000 points actually, as Pibu's accuracy down to 99.0, but Moftaliv will trade it. And this lead goes back in favor of Thailand.
Yeah, trades coming out like Gatling guns. We just see both these teams just doing what they can to ensure that they are still within the equation. 5,000 points in the advantage of Thailand for the time being. Lost Cool is not losing their cool once again over these maps. They cannot afford to lose anything right now. This is the be-all, end-all moment. But Zek is the next to miss.
Moftaliv and Pibu is just Lost Cool. It is the Thailand veteran to end all veterans, being the one to hold the torch for the lower seeded team in this match to be able to pull off the seeding upset in this round of 16 match.
Bro, oh my god, the misses are still coming out from Hong Kong as well. This could honestly be it. Thailand might have just defended themselves from the tiebreaker going into the round 16. This was honestly one of the closest matches they could have gone for. They could have gone for a repeat of what was the ghost of last week against Portugal. But Lost Cool, despite it all, is hanging on to the FC until the very end. 7,600 points, the advantage to Thailand as they make it to the quarterfinals against between Philippines and Spain and knocks Hong Kong right off their feet back down into the losers bracket.
You know, after Thailand's match against Portugal, you would think that this was going to be a much spicier affair in Hong Kong's favor, but Thailand have stepped up to the plate. It wasn't just Lost Cool that was putting up all of the performances. It was the supporting cast. Thailand desperately needed some support for Lost Cool, and they got it in the nick of time. And that is going to see them through to the quarterfinals upper bracket. and the first seeding upset of this round of 16.
Yeah, even with a bit of a minor upset as well, Thailand is the one that is looking to at least shake and turn heads once more as they venture forth into the quarterfinals winners bracket, not looking to deal with the conditionals for the time being, as it is Hong Kong's turn to deal with that now. They're basically going to have to face between they're going to have to face New Zealand, actually. Oh, goodness me. Oh, Dios mio. Oh, yeah, and right after that, they're going to have to face, they're also going to have to face between Taiwan and whoever wins between Philippines and Spain as well. So that's also going to be an absolute bloodbath that Hong Kong has to deal with at this point now.
Well, no point worrying about it now. There's always still a full week ahead of both of these teams in Hong Kong and Thailand. That will do it for their weekend though, because we still have a couple more matches to go. Actually, I do believe we have another match, but that will be happening in the mainstream. That will be Peru against Poland.
Yeah, that's going to be a really good match as well. So yeah, do keep on the watch for that match as well. That will be happening in T8 minutes from now. So yeah, this has been some insane matches, and we still got a lot more matches remaining to happen, as we do have about 2 more today. 16 UTC, we got Denmark vs France, and 21 UTC, we got Ireland versus the United States. So do keep your eyes peeled for all those matches in general, and hopefully we hope to see you on the main channel as well if you want to continue watching some absolute MWC greatness once more. Because this was a really insane match that we have all just witnessed. This almost went tiebreaker. Honestly, one of the first of the entire round 16 weekend. So, but yeah, I think that does it for me. Reveal, is there any other closing remarks that you'd like to make before we close the B stream off for time being, mayhaps?
Not really. I think all is really said and done. We got more banger matches coming up, but they will be happening on the mainstream, so we'll all catch you there. On the flip side, that will do it for us here. So see y'all on the mainstream of OS Live in 8 minutes for Peru versus Poland.
Yeah, thank you all so much for tuning in. We'll catch you on the flip side. Take care, and be sure to watch out for this one. It's going to be saucy. Bye-bye.
Bye.